For a prism and a cylinder, they're both in the same section for volume. They're both in the same section for surface area. They have the same formulas, okay? So they are together. So we're going to start with a prism. A prism's surface area is made by 2 big B plus pH. P is new. That's weird. Look at the key. What is perimeter? Or what is perimeter? What is P? P is perimeter. My bad. So we are going to shade in a base just like we've been doing. Now your eyes look at these little weird. So do you want to, let's decide as a class, do you want to use this small rectangle as the base? Do you want to use the side, the back, this piece, the bottom, this piece up top? Which one do your eyes focus on? Because different classes choose different things. Like this big portion?
Yeah.
Okay. Second period wanted to use this little rectangle, which is fine. You get the same answer. So whatever your eyes think are the bottom, that's fine. So we're going to shade it in lightly. Okay, so that's the bottom. I should shade that in more. Anyways, so we're going to start just like we did before. We're going to start by finding B off to the side. So what shape is my base? Rectangle or square, whatever. It's a rectangle. So what formula do I have to use? Length times width. So looking at the dimensions, what are the two numbers I'm using? 10 and 14, it doesn't matter which one's 10, which one's 14, but either way you're multiplying it. So how much do you make? 140. Good. Now off to the side, we are going to also find the other capital letter, which is P, the perimeter. No, it's not. No, retype. Okay, we're going to find the perimeter of just the base. So going back to elementary school, how do we find perimeter? Good. So we're not adding up all the numbers. We're not using the three-dimensional height. We're just looking at the base. So I have 2 10s. I have 2 14s. You do not have to write this when you're doing the problem. Okay. I am going to show all the work because this is notes. When you're doing this, feel free to just add them up. So 10 plus 10 plus 14 plus 14 is how much? 48. And now I can use my surface area formula, which is 2B plus pH. Yes. So we're going to do 2 times how much is my big B? 140. We're going to add the perimeter, 48, and then the height of the overall shape is how much? 4.5. So people are trying to type this all into the calculator at once. Your calculator does not know PEMDAS. So it's going to do 2 times 140. It's going to add 48 to that number. And then it's going to multiply that number by 4.5. You cannot do that. You have to multiply separately, then add them together. So 2 times 140 is 280. 48 times 4.5 is how much? 216, and then you add them together. Not too bad. That's the surface area, how much it would take to wrap this entire present in wrapping paper in cubic inches. So we are going to try, not cubic inches, inches squared, because area, mind at that volume is cubic. But it doesn't matter. Who cares about the units? Let's go number 4. So down at the bottom, you're gonna try number 4, just like we were doing the other day. Shade in your base. I'm gonna put my paper back up at the top so that way you can see an example if you need. I know sometimes your guys' looks like chicken scratch, so. You gotta press on. That's not working. Oh. It's okay. Everybody does that. So find big B, length times width of the face. Find the perimeter of the face. And you're gonna plug in E and E to 2 E plus 2E. Sounds great. So much fun with it. So you should be using 8 and 7. 17. Right. So you should be plugging in 136 and 50 in your formula. You're multiplying them separately, and then you're adding it together. The length and width are this. And if you're using these two numbers for area, you should be using these two numbers twice for perimeter. Yes. Just so you will apply these ones, we'll apply these ones after together. Yep. And then you're ready. Okay, so 2 times 136 is 272. Over here, if you multiply those together, what do you get? 600. You add them, 872. Okay, prisms aren't that bad. Let's go to cylinder. Prism and cylinder have the same formulas on the reference sheets for volume and surface area. They are identical, okay? Now, they're obviously not the same shape because one's a circle, so it's going to change. So for this, we're going to start the same thing. We're going to shade in our base. Okay. For B, should I use length times width? No. No. What should I use? Pi r squared. The radius is 4, not 8, because 8 goes all the way across. So my radius is 4. So we're doing pi, and we're doing 4 to the power of 2. So take a second, do 16 times pi. How much do we get? We're going to use 2 decimal places. So let's say 227. Okay. Because we're not done and we have to clear the calculator technically. Okay. The next thing I'm going to have to find, just like I did before, is P. P is for perimeter. How do I find the perimeter of a circle? No, that's all. What? Pi times the diameter, or 2 pi r. So if you're thinking, perimeter, you can't find technically the, I mean, I don't want to say that. Perimeter of like any shape, you add up the sides. A circle has no sides. So you're like, that's weird. So let me look at the circle. Circle has formulas. We have area, which we use for B. We have circumference, which means the outside of the circle. So you have one of 2 options. You have 2 pi r, or you have pi times diameter. Either one is correct. I always tend to use this one because I think if I change it, it confuses people. So I'm going to say 2 pi r, but you can use pi d. That's fine. So 2 pi r, because we have to use circumference, whatever. Okay, so I'm doing 2 times pi, radius is 4. So we get 25.5 0.13. So using the same formula, my perimeter is my circumference, which is 25.13. I have my area of my circle, which is 50.27. We're going to plug it into the same formula we used before, 2b plus ph. How much is the height? 19. So we're going to multiply, then add them together. You cannot plug this into the calculator all at once. So once you got that, try your cylinder down at the bottom, number 5. It is fallen over. Your can of soda has fallen. Okay. So try number 5. You're going to find your big lead first. Here we go. Your radius is not 16. Number 5. What's going to be? Oh, that 16 represents the whole thing on number 5. We use half of it. Half the diameter is the radius, so cut 16 in half, which is 8. Try number 5 down at the bottom. Over.
I'm looking at it. Yes.
Yep.
Wait, it was only not because the words that I tried it. We were supposed to. And it's such a.
So you should be trying number 5. You should be using 8 as your radius. So I put 201.06.
No.
No, I just didn't. Connecting, we're really fun. I mean, that's a prison. Yo, I don't know.
That's right again.
No, like, are you the man? That's so much.
Okay, so you should have got. Once you have that, you should have plugged them in. I have another paper. No. I'm gonna change the colors, but it's fine. So once you have B and you have your circumference, which should have been 201.06 and then 50.27, you're doing 2 times big B, and then you have perimeter times your height. Your height is 13, although your soda can has fallen over. The height of the soda can is still 13. You multiply them individually, and then you add them together to get 1055.63-ish.
Wait,
Yes.
I rounded the 0 to 1.
So then your decimal's probably off in the end.
But
Okay.
is that okay?
So technically the more decimals you use, the better off you are. Okay, just so you know. Get off your phone. That'll be there later. We're having fun. We're doing math. Okay, let's do a cone. Last shape. We're not going to do all these shapes today. Okay, just so you know. We're going to do the cone and then we're going to do the cone problem. We're going to do the other ones tomorrow. Ah, yes, that is. Okay, surface area for a cone. If you look at your blue sheet, there's multiple options here and it throws off people. So if you look at your cone, you have one volume formula, which is 1/3 big BH, which we've been using. Now we're doing surface area. If you look at these formulas on your blue sheet, B is the same, plus sign is the same, pi is the same, R is the same, and then you have an L, or you have an H with a little S. That's a sub letter. So looking at the key, what do both of those things mean in the key? Plant height. So is that a vertical height? No, that's this guy. That's the C on the Pythagorean theorem that we have been not using. So we have the slant height now, not regular H. So when you're doing this by yourself, so on your quiz next week, when you have this and you just have your blue sheet, you can either use this or this. I like to use this one because the H lets me know with the little S that it's the slant height, not the regular height. These are not two different numbers that get plugged in. That HS is being replaced with whatever the slant height is, okay? So we're going to use our formula, and that's why I put the HS one on your paper. We're going to start by finding B. So off to the side, let's find B. Should I use length times width or pi r squared? Pi r squared, because it's a circle. What's my radius? No, 7.2. So we're going to do 7.2 to the power of 2. We're multiplying by pi. What? Oh, now times by pi. We'll say 8.6. Shh, be quiet. Shh. Okay, that's B. Do I have to find P? No. So now we're just going to plug in the numbers. So my formula is B plus pi r h with a little sub s because it's slant height. Okay. So I'm going to plug in my values. B is 162.86. I have to add pi times the radius, which is 7.2. How much is my slant height? 17. See how it's slanted? Usually we don't use this guy, but because it says HS, we're using 17. So before we can add anything, orders of operations forever, we have to multiply all of these things together first. So we're doing 17 times 7.2 times 5. So how much do I get over here? 384.53. We're going to add that. So in the calculator, you can just literally press add 162.86. And like I said, you don't have to show every single step. If you know you're going to add next, you could just do that on your work. I just like to show all the steps for notes. So 547 point what? Let's use 2 decimals. 39. So try your cone, which gives you the slant height. It gives you the radius. You try number 2, your cone.
I would.
Squared curvy. So wait, it's a circle.
What?
I think so. That looks, let me check. Yes. Good job.
Okay, tonight, I wanna.
So finish number 2. Finish your cone. These.
Let's get right.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm using.
No.
I need, but I need. I didn't feel that. I would never use it.
Whoa.
Then why would I use?
Yeah.
No.
Huh? Yeah, I'm about to write the answer. So your area should be 452.39. Okay, if you use 3.8, you might be slightly off because it's 389. I changed my 3.8 to a 3.9. Then you're just plugging in your values. You have B plus pi r slant height. Slant height is 37 because it's this guy over here. Slanted. Slant height. Honestly, I have no idea. Hold on. We leave it at 43. Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing? Am I leaving here?
It's okay. Listen, if your decimals are slightly off, you have till May to realize that you should be using as much of the decimal as possible or realizing how to round. We can fix rounding by May, okay? So if your answer is slightly off because you put 3.8 here, that's rounding here, and then it's gonna round your final answer off. If you round wrong here, I think this one's an 8.6 something. This one also should have rounded to a 7. If you round wrong here, and then you round wrong here, and then you add them together, and then you round at the end, that's 3 roundings right there. So like, you just gotta, you know, okay? Work with it. Very best. We are going to finish the last 2 shapes tomorrow, because I don't wanna like make your brain mush, okay?
Yeah, like that's such a weird round.
Yes. There's a picture that is like a research shaving. On the back, I'm gonna tell you which problems you are working on today. These are gonna be turned into Canvas when you're done, because I don't want to take your note paper from you tomorrow. You'll realize in a routine, once you get going, like all the assignments you're turning in online will be notes papers, because I don't want to take those from you, okay? The papers that you turn in are just classwork papers. Tomorrow, we're gonna have a classwork paper that you'll turn in, okay? And it literally says CW at the top. So on the back side, you have 4 problems that I want you to try today. We're gonna do some tomorrow, so do not cross these out. You are doing number 3 because we did prisms. Number 5, 6, and 7. So 3, 5, 6, and 7.
Whoa.
6, 7. You let me know if you get stuck. Yes. And yours is not like late or anything because we were absent.
Is it homework?
Yes, if you don't finish your homework, but you